pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle. Wait a minute, work hard for the car, so that's why it's all tinted. Wait a minute, had a real late night, woke up with my head spinning out in Nashville. It's been mad real, I need sunglasses, I need Advil. I like fake boobs, and my cash real. I like first place, you're in last still. Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle.
Look, pocket rocket in my pocket, please don't make me pop it. All these boys just wanna copy the style, tell them niggas stop it. Whoa, this my destiny, feeling like Latoya, like it found me my Beyonce, and she shotgun in the cockpit. Grinding with the team, making C notes. In my pocket still full of green, call it CeeLo. Alligator watch on me, Tim Tebow, and these haters love to watch me like Tebow. Look, I don't take L's, I just learned a lesson.
Welcome back to another video. I forgot to bring my camera in here yesterday for day one. So day one is complete. I'll quickly recap that. It's now Wednesday, it's like 2:15, so I'm now about to crack on with my Wednesday session. But quickly recap yesterday's day one of week one. So we're now in our final 3-week block into comp, like we are nearly there. And actually, things moved incredibly well. Usually on week one, things don't feel fantastic. And don't get me wrong, I didn't feel super strong. Like squats didn't feel super easy. Well, my back offs did. My top set didn't feel super easy, but it still felt like RP5 at most. It's just I felt a bit rusty under the bar, which is very common for me on the earlier weeks of the block. But generally speaking, I didn't feel like I had much fatigue going into the session from like the end of last week, so Saturday, which Saturday's numbers in theory should have created quite a lot of fatigue, but they didn't. Like I still felt really good after, which is a very good indicator to how things are going to go this block. Bench felt not harder than it normally, but like it normally doesn't feel great on week one at all, but it obviously felt slow, but then I did push bench a lot at the end of the last block, but watching it back, it didn't move slow. So I'm very happy with how things moved yesterday. I feel like this is the most confident I have felt going into a comp prep, or like going into a comp. Like I'm actually thinking to myself, like I need to have a call with my handler for the comp because I want input on my attempt selection, because it is going to be a very tight battle for third, and I need to not be stupid, but part of me is also like, just have some fun and just load up. So I need to be sensible, but part of me doesn't want, like I'll still be sensible, I'm not just gonna load up anything stupid, but I feel for the first time ever, I feel confident in that I could load up what I would have previously considered to be slightly more reckless attempts, but I feel like I could do them. Like I actually feel confident that I could do them. Like I've never had this much confidence in my strength before. So I'm very excited. Like obviously I'm still going to be sensible. Like I want to go 9 for 9. Like I want to have a really good comp. I want to put up a massive total. I want to have a great day, and that is the absolute plan. But just to have the confidence that I know I can lift these numbers that before would have maybe, like by this point I would have thought were probably a little bit silly, is a huge thing. Like I don't think I'm explaining myself very well because I don't want to specifically say any numbers on here. But essentially I'm feeling great. After last week's training, so week 3 of the last block, like I would have expected to feel really beaten up last night, but I absolutely didn't, and today I feel great as well. I mentioned in the last video, so this is my first week of coaching being my main job. So I still have a part-time office job. I work from home 3 days a week though, so I'm only out of the house 2 days a week for that, but I'm now part-time. So coaching is my main job now, which is incredibly exciting, and I'm so grateful to be in this position. I say grateful, I've never worked for it, but you know what I mean, like it's a fantastic position to be in, and it gives me a lot more balance and free time. I do feel like the last few days I've been really trying to navigate that, and at points I've been quite stressed because I feel like I've really taken, like, I don't know how to explain it, but I guess it's just finding my new routine, and smaller jobs within coaching that I've maybe been putting off, like around content creation and stuff like that, I now have the time to do. So it's almost like my to-do list, which I was struggling to balance, well, not struggling to balance before, like I'd got in a good routine before, but I knew that if I wanted to take my coaching to the next level, I had to create this extra time to do other elements of coaching other than just coaching my athletes. And I feel like now I'm like, okay, well, I've got this extra free time, so I need to do everything all at once, which obviously isn't going to happen. So this week is very much about navigating my new routine, but I am very much feeling the benefits already. Monday I was very stressy because I had like a lot to fit in. Like Monday is my busiest day of the week, it always has been. But even still, like even just sleep, like even just down to sleep. Like I've said to myself, I'm not going to go crazy until after British is done, to almost give me, like, one of my friends called it like a bit of a deload from work, to basically just let me find a little bit of balance in my life, because I've been overworking for so long that now I have this time where I can actually, like, between now and British, I can just obviously keep working and keep working hard, but not necessarily push marketing, push for like relationships and push new clients, and just focus on basically what I've already been doing, except minus those hours of full-time work I was doing. So it gives me a little bit of extra time back. I don't know if I've explained that very clearly, but essentially I'm spending the next couple of weeks trying to just be a little bit more in cruise control before I then dive fully into obviously the business side of things. I guess that kind of explains it. Like, I don't want it to sound like I'm not focusing on business, because I absolutely am. Like, I am a workaholic, and I think that's common knowledge to anyone that watches these videos. But I'm essentially just trying to find balance in my new routine and get things prepped ready for after British, when I can then push my business a little bit more. And so yeah, I think that makes sense. I don't really know. Basically, I'm at a very good point. My body feels really fresh. Like I think the point I was going to make then was, now that I'm not working as many hours in total in each day, I'm actually getting sleep. Like I'm getting a solid 8 hours of sleep a night, 8 to 9 hours for the last few nights, which is great. I've still been going for my evening walks as well. Body weight is in a really good point. I am sat at 86.3 at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I know that I'm weighing in at 12. So generally, like throughout those hours of the day, like if I didn't eat or drink until 12 p.m, I would probably be high to mid 85s, because that's how my body works. That's how I drop weight, like throughout the day. If I don't obviously eat or drink, obviously I am eating and drinking, but on comp day I probably won't be, depending on what I wake up at. So body weight is in a really good spot. The plan, I've definitely said this before, is to sit about 85.5 to 86, which is pretty much where I am. Like I think just depending on general fluctuations, like 85.5 to 86 is where I probably will sit, just from continuing to do what I'm doing. I do feel like I might even be able to put my food up a little bit between now and comp, which would be great, but I'm not too worried about that. Plan is to do a gut cut. Probably be 2 days. I travel to the comp on the Thursday. I compete the Saturday. I weigh in the Saturday. But I'm driving to Wolverhampton on the Thursday daytime to check into my hotel at like 3ish, and then I'm just going to go to the venue and like hang out and see people and kind of just take in the environment and get used to the environment, ready for Saturday. And then I plan on spending all day Friday there watching the comp as well. So literally, just because I'm traveling and I'm not going to be able to cook, or like I've not got a fridge, I've not got a microwave or anything in my hotel room, I'm gonna basically just gut cut for convenience anyway. Like even if I didn't have to, it's just easier to travel with gut cut foods and everything already made up, like protein shakes and stuff in like already pre-made and things. So more just for ease of my life, I'm gonna be doing that. But yeah, that is the plan. I've just rambled. I don't even know what I've covered, but basically I feel good. Yeah, last night's session was the easiest a week one has felt on my body and just in myself in a long time. So that is a very good indication. I think one thing someone asked me recently, so it was the other day after I posted my last heavy lifts on Saturday, of the last like 3-week blocks, someone asked me my opinion on 3-week blocks and if I think that they're going to be like a good thing going forwards, because undeniably that 3-week block was fantastic for me. And I think something that is definitely over exaggerated in powerlifting coaching at the moment is the importance of block lengths. So the common theme is 3-week blocks, like that. It's not 3-week blocks. The common theme is 4-week blocks at the moment. Like 4-week blocks are what you see most coaches giving their lifters, and there is nothing wrong with that. I personally give most of my lifters 5-week blocks, and then if we find that it doesn't necessarily work, we'll try 4, we'll try 6, we'll kind of try different things. But generally speaking, 4 5-week blocks are incredibly common. A lot more higher level lifters have also been saying that they do 3-week blocks, particularly younger lifters as well, because essentially they recover really quickly and it just works for them. And I have to say the importance of block length is absolutely overrated. Like, you need to find obviously what works for you and generally sticking to the same block length from block to block if you can. Obviously to line things up with comp, it will be different. it just gives you data points to follow. Like, you know kind of what works for you. The main thing when it comes to your training blocks isn't how long the block is, it's how you pace yourself from week to week within that block. So for example, when I was doing 5-week blocks, I was jumping about 5 kilos every week on my squat and my deadlift. When I was doing 4-week blocks, I tended to jump more like 7.5 each week on it. And then when it came to 3-week blocks, I was jumping 10 each week on squat and deadlift. Bench is more, because my bench obviously, like, depending on male or female percentage wise, like it's more to do with the percentage you jump each week. So with bench, I'll either jump 2.5 or 5, depending on how I feel, and 2 on block length. And also bench, you can get away with going heavier more frequently than you can with squats and deadlifts because it's much easier to recover from. But essentially what I'm saying is your block length doesn't really matter that much. What actually matters is making sure that you start at a weight that is low enough on week 1 of your block for you to recover from any leftover fatigue from your heavier weeks prior, but also heavy enough that you can get to where you want to go, or where you're realistically going to be at the end of the block. So like for me, week 1 should be around RP 5-6. For me on squats this week, my top single planned is 175, which I know I can comfortably hit for a set of 5. Like logically, I can hit that for around a set of 5. So that should be around an RP 6. And then next week, I'll probably take a 10 kilo jump. This is exactly what I did last block. And I started with 170 on my squat single. I jumped to 180 and jumped to 190 on my final week. And basically what I'm saying is it's the jumps you take from week to week. It's how you pace your block that matters. It's not the length of your block. Pacing is more important than block length. And that is, well, that's my opinion on it. But anyway, tangent over. I'm going to train.
There's nothing in this world more primal than my love for you. If you meet somebody else that's a rival, that much is true. Yeah, I know you said, baby, this is final, and I blame myself. All that's left of me now is an animal, and I cry for help. I wish my call's gonna reach you. Give it my all, 'cause
Okay, so bench was very comfortable, very easy. I really enjoy this day because it's just so quick and easy. I say easy, like it's not easy, but it's just, I don't know, it's just quick. Also, I love the fact that I can just wear like the comfiest clothes ever. Like I'm wearing trackies that my dad gave me that are massive, just baggy top and no shoes. It's a very comfortable session. But no, Larson, it was really comfortable, really easy. My main thing with Larson is just, again, reinforcing good positioning the entire way through, not rushing anything. And it's going really well. Like comparing this week's heavier sets to last week. So I did ascending sets, I didn't film them all. I started at 75 for 4, 80 for 4, 85 for 4, then 90 for 4, which I did film, and then a single at 97.5. So I'm literally just going to repeat last block's numbers on Larson press, I think. And yeah, for week 1, this block versus last block, miles easier. And that will partly just be because I hadn't done Larson in a long time at the start of last block. But the improvements in just a few weeks of doing it, like, it's massive, and I'm really happy. And I feel like it's definitely having a payoff to my feet down, like comp bench as well. So very happy with how Larson went. I'm a bit out of breath. I shouldn't be this out of breath. So yeah, no, now I'm going to get deadlifts done. I'm obviously not happy that I'm hurt. So I mentioned at the end of the last video that I'm having a bit of an issue with like my hip, my hamstring, glutes, hip, like area on my left leg. Basically it's like right at the top of my hamstring, bottom of my glute, but then if I do RDLs, it seems to then make my whole hip seize up, like it's all linked to each other. So I've taken RDL movements out until after comp, and then I will worry about it and address it after. The main priority right now is just staying healthy, essentially, like making sure I can still push things. So this session is now even shorter. I don't have anything after deadlifts because it was RDLs beforehand, or B-stance RDLs, and they're out now. So once deadlifts are done, I'm done. And it's not anything too heavy today, working up to a top single, back off triple, and then 3 sets of 5. So it's literally the same structure as last block. But yeah, no, I'm feeling happy. Just want to quickly recap bench. Yeah, it was very comfortable, very easy. I like the Larson press as well because the way I've structured it is ascending sets. It's just so quick and easy. Yeah, it literally takes about 15 minutes to get through, so very happy about that. Going to deadlift now though, and crack on so I can get done in good time.
Let it go, let it go, let it go till I get you alone.
Okay, very out of breath. Session is complete. Deadlifts went really well. Really happy with them. 170 for week 1, miles easier than my 165 week 1 last block. And I just feel, I've said this every week, I think, like, I just feel so much more confident deadlifting now. Like on my back offs, I didn't have to reset between reps. I didn't have to worry about my brace. Like it just naturally came to me. And I felt really strong. I felt really solid and I felt healthy, and I feel healthy after. And like, I've just got no concerns with deadlifting, which is really, it's just a lovely feeling. Like anyone that's had back issues in the past that's linked to deadlifting, or like that you noticed when deadlifting, will know how relieving it is when you kind of get past that. Like it really messes with your head. Like it has for years for me. Like any slight issue in my back, my first thought is, am I going to be able to deadlift? Like even if my back's just a little bit tight on a day, like it's very normal to happen. It happens to anyone. And then my first thought is, I've got to deadlift today. Like how am I going to do this? But that's not there anymore. And like I can just go. I can just grab the bar and go. And it's really, they're feeling good. I still don't think at comp I'm going to have the confidence to load anything. Like I'm not going to probably load a PB. But just to feel confident enough that I can potentially still go 3 for 3 and I can approach all 3 attempts with confidence, which I haven't done in God knows how long. I'm feeling good, feeling happy. And I also realised this is actually my last week of having all my back offs as well. My camera just completely went out of focus, so just ignore it. I need to sort the settings out on this. I've been saying this for months. But yeah, no, like even, like this is my last week of having all of my back offs. So next week will be my last deadlifts before comp, because my deadlift, like anyone that conventional deadlifts typically will do like quite a strong, like a solid taper into comp. Like it's very common for conventional pullers. Obviously not everyone's different, but for myself, I know that my deadlift does respond well to a taper, and also my squat will respond well to my deadlift taper because there'll be less fatigue in my posterior chain, just well in my body in general. So next week will literally be, I think, a top single. I'm going to do my back off triple and then I'll be done. So all my rep work on deadlifts is done, guys. That's an even bigger like plus. So very happy. This session is definitely my favourite one of the week at the moment. I think just because my relationship with deadlifts is improving so much. I just don't want to jinx it, but I feel like all 3 lifts feel good right now, which is very unusual. So gonna ride that momentum into comp, very excited. And I am really looking forward to my off season, although I'm not excited to go back to doing loads of reps. But I just know that like my strength is at a peak, and I know there's another level I feel like I'm unlocking with my strength at the moment. Like genuinely, I thought this after last week, like something has changed in my mindset, and I just feel like I've just reached another level of strength recently, and I'm really excited to keep building on that. And I'm really excited to put up like huge numbers next year. So anyway, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna get last week's video edited and up. And I just need to finish clearing up in here as well. But no, really happy with how deadlifts went. Very happy. Got my accessory day tomorrow, and then I will see you guys on my Saturday session.
Can't keep my pain quiet any longer. Gotta let it out. Are you anywhere near? So I wonder, can you hear me now? I know it ain't over till it's over, 'cause I'm still alive. If only you'd come a bit closer, maybe I'll survive. I wish my call's gonna reach you. Give it my all, 'cause I need you. Oh, let it go, let it go, let it go till I get you alone. I can't help but howl like a wolf, howl like a wolf. I wish my call's gonna reach you.
Okay, so I am incredibly out of breath. I have just literally finished my session. It's Saturday night, it is 8:15, so my session took me like an hour and a half-ish. I had like a 10-15 minute break between squats and bench, so I got through fairly good time. Everything felt really good. I'll be honest, going in I wasn't in the best of moods today. Like it's very rare for me that my mood's not like, I'm not an overly happy person, but I'm normally in like a decent mood. Like it's very rare for me not to be, and today I just haven't felt in the best of moods, which is why I ended up training so late, because I was like putting it off in hopes I'd feel a bit better. And to be fair, I did. And as soon as I started training, like I was in a much better mood. Squats felt great. My camera is on the verge of dying, so I need to be quite quick. Squats felt really good. No complaints from me there. 175, I did catch the rack on the walkout, and then I also caught the pins on the way down. So considering that, it moved incredibly well. It also like, Squats in the garage just don't feel great. Like my elbows and shoulders on the unrack, I don't know why, but whenever I unrack here, like on that combo rack, it doesn't feel strong. But on the plus side, then when I go to somewhere else or when I go to comp, I know things will feel a lot better and lighter on my back. So there is a plus side to it. Like I don't actually mind. And it also teaches me that just because something doesn't necessarily feel light on my back, I can still move it. But yeah, 175, incredibly comfortable. 160 doubles, incredibly comfortable. Like I didn't even think, I just went, I did them in like such short time, like I didn't really rest in between sets. So very happy with squats. And then bench, also pretty happy with bench. I need to start getting press commands, but no one's home tonight, so I couldn't get them tonight. But I made an effort to try and pause things a little bit better. My top single at 107 felt really comfortable. I also feel like my self unracks were a lot stronger today, like they were a lot more stable today, which is something I've been struggling with for a while. I'm so out of breath and I'm talking way too fast. But I am still going to get an unrack at comp. So to hit 107.5 on week 1 of the block, that comfortably, with an okay pause, self unrack, very happy. And then doubles at 102.5, also fine. Again, I kind of rushed through them. I didn't really have much time in between. But first set I filmed and it looked really easy. The only thing is I wasn't happy with the pauses, so I made an effort to pause them slightly longer on every other set. I only then filmed my final set, which is my 5th set of 2. And the second rep, I flared my elbows a little bit too much and it ended up being a little bit slower than I wanted, but pauses were definitely better and it still felt incredibly easy. So bench was great, happy with that, happy with squats, and then close grip, 85 kilogram sets of 6, considerably easier than last block's first week of close grip. Like I'm matching the same weight as last block for close grip because I'm not pushing it at the moment. Like after comp I want to push it, but obviously I don't want to push it now and fatigue myself too much. So very happy with that. I've definitely adapted to the movement pretty well and I'm excited to push it post comp. But no, I think for week 1, 2 weeks out of from comp today, everything moves as it should. I was very happy with how things move. Everything felt good. Mentally, I feel confident. I feel strong. Like I know I can do these things. I've got no, like self-doubt hasn't crept in yet. It usually does near a comp or at this point. But I'm hoping this time it won't. Like I am going into this one. Like I would love to come 3rd, but really I just want to have fun. Like that is the goal. So I'm feeling good. I am actually feeling really good. And it was a good night of training. Food and stuff this week has been really good. I have definitely stuck to my macros every day, like religiously for the last week and a half now. 2 weeks? I can't remember when, but there was a day where I was like, you need to sort yourself out. And I think it was this week. I don't know. Anyway, there was a day where I was like, you need to sort your shit out now because otherwise you are going to have the most disgusting cut into comp. And I definitely have. And food has been really good. Quality food has been really good. Been making sure to eat a lot of high volume food so that the gut cut will be more effective. I was 86.1 this morning, so I'm very happy with that. Typically Sunday is my lightest day of the week, so I'm intrigued to see if I'm in the 85s tomorrow. And then I've got 1 more week of normal macros, and then we are cutting for comp because I will be doing a bit of manipulation probably from earlier in the week. I am planning on documenting that and kind of explaining, at least giving my macro breakdown from day to day into comp to show you how I make weight, show you what I'm eating, just to give a bit more insight into that, but I just need to remember to actually vlog it. I don't think there's anything else to say. I'm feeling good, like I'm genuinely feeling good. This week I've definitely had a lot more balance in my life. Like this is my first week of being part-time in my office job and letting coaching be or having coaching as my main job now, which is incredibly exciting. I'm really I'm so thankful to be in this position. I mean, obviously I've worked to get in this position, so I don't like saying I'm thankful because it's through hard work, but you get what I mean. But even I've just been finishing work at a decent time. Like I think the latest I've worked this week is 8 PM, which before I was regularly working till 10, 11 at night and then getting no sleep, where now I'm I've had 8 hours of sleep I think the only night I didn't get 8 hours this week was Thursday night, but my body can feel the difference. I feel so much better for it. I feel like I'm recovering. I feel stronger. I feel more mentally okay as well. Obviously today I've had a bit of a down day, but generally through the week I've just felt a lot better with every aspect of life. So that's also a big positive, especially going into comp. To have externals actually calm and at a decent level is great. And I do sit in the camp of you don't let externals affect anything. Obviously they do to an extent. I'm really excited to see what I can do now. I have more focus on recovery as well, post-comp in this next off season that I have. I'm still very out of breath as I'm talking. I don't really have anything else to say. Things are really good. Like I said, I had a bit of a down day today, but that's normal. It happens. It's very rare for me, so I'm hoping now I'll be all right for a bit. We'll see. Also just feel business-wise, social media-wise, everything's going really well. If you haven't already checked out my podcast, The Art of Lifting, please do. It is all around lifting, powerlifting. I've had some amazing guests on so far. I have got some incredible people booked for the next few weeks as well. So the next 2 weeks, Monday 11th and then Monday the 18th, I think it is, I've got British previews that are going to be released. We filmed them last night. It was a lot of fun filming them. I think they're going to be really good listens. And then after that, I've got weekly, just amazing interviews every Monday morning, 7 a.m, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and I think they're even on Amazon, whatever Amazon podcasts are, Amazon Music, I don't know what they are. Essentially, anywhere you get your podcasts from, you'll be able to get my podcast, and give it a listen, let me know what you think. And yeah, I've got some really exciting guests coming up as well. I'm feeling excited for the future. I feel like things are in a good place, and I'm very excited for this comp. I've never been this confident. Like tonight when I was setting up for squats, I was visualizing what I think I'm gonna hit in 2 weeks' time, and I was like, I don't usually visualize things because I worry that I don't know, that it's gonna be unrealistic. It's a really weird thing to explain, but tonight I was visualizing what I think I'm gonna lift at comp, and I was like, this is actually possible. This could happen, and basically I'm just feeling really excited. I'm gonna stop talking, gonna wrap the video up here. If you've made it to the end, thank you very much. I promise to make this content more engaging and interesting. Let me know if you would like to see what I eat into comp and how I cut for comp. I think what I'll also try and do next week is one full day of eating, and I'll add it into next week's video so you can see what my typical eating is like at the moment when I'm not cutting, and then you can also obviously then compare that to my eating on the week of comp when I do start to manipulate food. But yeah, that's it. Things are good. Bit of a hard day, but it happens. But training wise, everything else wise, work wise, life wise, things are really, really good. And I'm excited for what's to come in the next couple of weeks at British, but also in the future as well. Yeah, if you made it to the end of the video, thank you very much. Please leave a like, please comment, please subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know what content you also want to see as well. I have more time now to dedicate to content. Please let me know what you want to see, because I feel like as much as I love sharing my training and I like being able to sit and recap my training, I am sure there are far more interesting things I can be putting out there. If you want to see more coachy stuff, let me know. If you just want to see more day in the life stuff, let me know. Q&As, anything, please let me know in the comments, or you can message me on Instagram if you want. But yes, thank you for made it to the end, and I will see you next week for the next video.